Good morning again. Are you enjoying the program? If you like it so far, this is coming up right now, one of the most exciting parts of our event today. And I'm very pleased to be out here again to introduce some very special friends and be a part of something that's very significant for the NPCA and the Peace Corps. But first, just one or two quick announcements. Our program is going to start at 2 o'clock sharp in the afternoon. And we have a very special guest performance in the afternoon as well. And we'd just like to ask for you to be back here at 2 o'clock sharp so we can get rolling. Lunch is on your own. There's plenty of places around here. Hopefully the marathon is over and you can get around well. But try to be back here with us. We'd love for you to be a part of the music that starts up at 2 o'clock sharp. So it's really an honor for me to introduce Stacy Rhodes, Chief of Staff of the Peace Corps. He was sworn in 2009 as Chief of Staff of the Peace Corps, and he has been a faithful public servant there for those years. And sadly, he's going to be retiring in just about a week or two hence. He'll be around the Peace Corps office for a few more months, I think, as he exercises his expertise in a different way and different authorities. But it's just a pleasure to have been able to work with him over the last year and so that I've been working with him. I'm pleased to introduce him. I'd like to share with you a little bit about him. He has most importantly served as a Peace Corps volunteer from 1968 to 1970 on the Bolivian Altiplano. He worked on community development and agricultural issues with local farmers. He has 4 decades of international development experience that he brought to the Peace Corps. Stacy has worked with the Millennium Challenge Corporation, Save the Children, Institute of International Education, and of course most recently with Peace Corps. But from 1978 to 2001, Stacy was a career Foreign Service officer at the U.S. Agency for International Development. He served as mission director in South Africa from 1998 to 2001, and for Guatemala and Central America for 1994 to 98. I believe that Stacy and my paths crossed when I was a Peace Corps volunteer down there in Guatemala at one point, but we really started working closely together during our relationship in the NPCA and Peace Corps. Stacy has a bachelor's degree from Occidental College, 2 master's degree, 1 in international relations from Johns Hopkins University, School of Advanced International Studies, and the other in public policy from Duke University's Sanford Institute, and he holds a law degree from the School of Law at the University of California in Berkeley. But that's the official introduction of Stacy, and what I can say about him is that not only is he a colleague and a very esteemed colleague with U.S. Peace Corps, but he's a very close and esteemed friend as well, and a very much appreciated friend to me. Stacy is, as those of you who know him, is one of the most humble, kind, gracious, and committed persons. He truly personifies what is that lifelong commitment to Peace Corps ideals. He is a champion for that, and he believes in his work and what he is doing, and he goes about it in such a gracious way and in such a way that motivates all of us and inspires us to do more and be more. He's just such a wonderful person. His retirement is going to leave not only a big gap there in the Peace Corps, but a big place in our hearts where we've enjoyed being a part of his life and career. We're really going to miss him there at the Peace Corps, but I know he's not going to stop being involved. We're going to see more of him. He's going to be around. He's going to be supporting and working with the Peace Corps community. And I'm just very pleased to have him as a part of this event today. Have him join us. Stacy Rhodes, Chief of Staff, Peace Corps.
Thank you. Gosh, that was more than expected or needed, Glenn. Thank you very much. I am really happy to be here with you all today, with Glenn, and of course, especially with our newly confirmed and sworn in director, Carrie Hessler-Radelet. I'm very... Fortunately, I've been working with Carrie for 4 years now, so it doesn't seem new, but finally she's legal and real as our director. So also really very pleased to be here with all of you. It's so great to be in the company of all of you committed people who have both served your country so well and sought peace through international friendships. I'd like to say I'm very pleased. This is my second NPCA Peace Corps Connect annual conference. I had the honor of representing Peace Corps and giving a keynote speech to the very first one in Minneapolis 2 years ago, just after Tony Barkley had been elected chairman of the NPCA board. And I just want to say Tony is also a longtime friend and former colleague with whom I had the opportunity to work in several different countries during my career at USAID. And Tony, I think, is doing a terrific job as your board chair. He's a pleasure to work with in meeting our common goals. Tony? Indeed, one of the most productive achievements of the NPCA board during Tony's tenure to date, I think, has been the recruitment, hiring, and support of the new president of NPCA. And I want to congratulate and thank the board of NPCA for their excellent choice in Mr. Glenn Blumhorst. I've had the opportunity and pleasure of working with Glenn for more than a year now and feel that we've already accomplished a great deal. Glenn and I have regular working lunches at least, every other week at least, and business meetings, of course, on specific issues. But Glenn has really stepped up to his role as NPCA's leader in an energetic and constructive and very results-oriented way, and has placed his priority on making Peace Corps be the best it can be. He has supported the reform efforts, the extensive reform efforts that Peace Corps has had, and which in fact have been led by Carrie over the last 4 years, and I really, really appreciate that. He's not only established strong bonds of confidence with Carrie and myself, but also with other key agency leaders with whom NPCA has direct working relationships. He and Ann Baker and Erica Berman and other NPCA staff have worked directly on volunteer recruitment and placement reforms, for example, with Helen Lohman and her staff, on the possibility of the future establishment of a mutually beneficial foundation with Corey Griffin, and with Eileen Conaboy and Karen Hayes and Malia on the common efforts in the pursuit of Peace Corps' third goal. Would Helen and Corey and Karen and Malia all please stand up so people can see who's here from the Peace Corps? As you all know so well, Peace Corps' third goal is NPCA's first goal, to bring it all back home and to help Americans better understand the people and the cultures of the countries in which you all have served. But even more, to carry forward with you the same spirit of service into your home communities that characterized your work while you were in the Peace Corps. And I just want to tell you how much Peace Corps absolutely treasures NPCA's commitment to continuing service and the pursuit of the third goal. Thank you to NPCA. Peace Corps is also very cognizant of the value of other work that NPCA carries out. NPCA does some very important things that Peace Corps simply cannot do. For example, NPCA does superb work in advocacy for the Peace Corps with elected officials at all levels, including, of course, the Congress of the United States. NPCA is also supporting and advancing our new volunteer recruitment reforms and our public outreach campaign in ways that are simply beyond our own capacity. And NPCA works with other returned volunteer groups to enhance the recruitment of Peace Corps response volunteers in answering needs which arise from crises and disasters, or simply in responding to the special needs for more experienced and skilled volunteers in Peace Corps countries. Remember, as Peace Corps response will say to you, that once-in-a-lifetime experience doesn't have to happen just once. So let me finish up by just briefly speaking of the special relationship that exists between Peace Corps and NPCA. Glenn's proactive and decidedly constructive approach has helped take our daily working relationship to a new level of effectiveness. And we've been discussing a number of new initiatives and collaborations, some large, Some small, some have actually already happened, and some remain in need of additional planning. But surprisingly, our two organizations have never had a formal partnership codified in writing through a Memorandum of Understanding or other framework agreement. So we've decided to remedy this clear lapse. Today, we will formally establish the partnership between Peace Corps and NPCA de jure as well as de facto. And I will just, in a minute, ask Glenn and Carrie to sign the first formal partnership agreement ever between Peace Corps and the NPCA. This agreement will underlie, facilitate, and support an even greater level of collaboration to assure our mutual success in the future. Just before I do this, though, permit me to add just a personal note. I think Glenn mentioned this, but I am on the verge in about a week of stepping down as the Chief of Staff at Peace Corps after almost 5 years of service in that wonderful position. In July, a new Chief of Staff, also, by the way, an RPCV, Senegal, will take my place. Carrie has asked me very kindly to stay on for a little while longer to advise and support her and the new Chief of Staff, so I will remain at headquarters as an advisor until the end of September. But I just wanted to say how fortunate and privileged I have truly been to have started my career in international development some 46 years ago now as a volunteer in Bolivia, and to have been able to bookend that by serving the Peace Corps these past 5 years as Chief of Staff under two wonderful directors, Aaron Williams and Carrie Hessler-Radelet. I want to thank Aaron and Carrie, and I also want to thank Tony and Glenn and all of you for the privilege of working with such wonderful people. I look forward to continuing to work with you all to achieve our common goals in the future. And with that, I will now ask Glenn and Carrie to sign these agreements and make our partnership legal.